Jenny McCarthy Show.
Oh! Joining me is a very funny fucker. Very talented. The movie is hilarious. And you guys, I'm not saying that because he's sitting in front of me right now. This is one that I'm going to put an asterisk in front of it. That means I'm not lying to the audience. You got to see the movie. Adam Pally, welcome to my show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Most Likely to Murder. It's available on digital, DVD, and on demand May 1st. Fucking funny.
Oh, thank you so much. I want to apologize. I didn't realize when I heard your song that I've been saying your name wrong. It's McCarthy? It's Jenny McCarthy?
No, that's Michelle's dumb accent that sings the song.
Oh, because I actually asked the producer and they said, yes, it is McCarthy.
You asked the wrong one. You asked the one that sang the song.
Whoops.
Most Likely to Murder. Got to describe it for people. Sell it. It's a super funny movie that stars me and Rachel Bloom, the crazy ex-girlfriend, who is so funny and talented and hilarious. And so I play this guy who was kind of like the coolest guy in high school, and I go back to my hometown over Thanksgiving. Thinking I'll be loved
to kind of win back my high school girlfriend, played by Rachel Bloom. And when I get there, I see that she's now dating like the town creepy kid. And that night, I believe I see the town creepy kid commit a murder. And so I have to go around town trying to convince people that he's a murderer. And everyone's like, well, you just clearly want your girlfriend back.
It's kind of like you said, it's Rear Window for stoners.
Yeah, it's a stonery rear window.
It's so good. It's called Most Likely to Murder. Would you call it a romantic comedy or dramedy?
Neither. I would call it a murder mystery, a funny murder mystery.
Ooh, I like it. I like that title.
Thank you.
Whose idea was it, by the way?
It was me and the two writers, Dan Greger and Doug Mand, who are hilarious and wrote on a show called How I Met Your Mother for years and years and years. We went to college together and all lived together in the East Village, and so we had been kicking around this idea for like a decade, and we were able, luckily enough, to kind of be able to make it together. What studio is produced at? Lionsgate.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have a hard time sticking to what was written when you were doing it? Did you improv a lot?
We improv'd a good amount. The director Dan is really, really good with that. But the script was so good and tight, and it's a murder mystery, so you really want to make sure that the plot is moving along and that it's just as interesting to watch as it is funny, Right. And so it's a tough balance, and I think that we were able to kind of improv where we could, and where we didn't need to.
Yeah, because we were still rooting you on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. He's a tough guy to root on, but he's funny.
He is funny. I mean, I absolutely fucking love it.
Oh, thank you.
Did you go to your high school reunions?
I did not, no.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. High school was a weird... I wasn't like... I was a weird kid in high school. I was kind of like a floater, Like I didn't have like a ton of...
You didn't have a clique?
Yeah, but I was kind of accepted and liked all around, so it wasn't tough. But I wasn't, it wasn't
just
like...
mediocre, vanilla.
Yeah, I was just kind of mediocre. I was yogurt.
But you know what that's called? Safe, my friend.
Yeah, I guess so at the time.
It sounds like you didn't have trauma. Usually I have major trauma.
Yeah, no, I didn't get my trauma till later. I didn't have my trauma till later in life.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's, I had a nice run.
Yeah, exactly. We all had to go through it somewhere.
Yeah.
So at least, you didn't have to deal with it in high school.
Yeah, no, I had a good run.
Have you ever gone on Facebook to stalk exes?
I'd be lying if I said I haven't stalked exes online, but I don't go on Facebook anymore.
Okay.
It's
but
too
you have
weird.
checked out some.
Yes. I have. I will not lie about that.
I'm glad. Because you know what? Because I always think it's just a girl thing, a chick thing that they do, but I didn't know that guys actually do it too.
Oh yeah, guys do it way grosser.
And what when you guys do it, what are you thinking? Are you thinking I'm jealous that she's happy?
Is there a bathing suit shot?
It's not if she's going to move on and be happy without you.
First blush is like first blush is like what are we dealing with here? Second blush is, oh my God, she's so happy.
Right?
Yeah, that's the second thing though. First thing is
second.
Is there a bathing suit shot?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're terrible. We're gross. horrible.
It is, because it's just about sex.
It's just that only in the beginning.
Okay.
You know, there's so much more to it, but I think that is definitely like, you know, at first blush.
Did you have a high school sweetheart?
I did. I married my high school sweetheart.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we have a very romantic story. We dated her last year of high school, and then we broke up for a while and kind of kept in touch, and then we both found ourselves living in New York, and then we were like dating again, and then we got married and had babies.
I love it. I know you got 3 beautiful babies.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm rooting for you guys. I feel like I don't know anyone that has managed to take it from high school, except for my best friend that lives in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
And keep it together. How do you, and this is a big topic on my show.
That's okay.
How do you keep it hot after all those years?
It is, well, she's hot. So it's like, that's easy. And then
But I fucked hot before too, and hot can only go so far.
Yeah, but it's still hot. Like, it's like you're married, and then also you're an adult, so it's like, and we've had such a long, like, we were together and then not together, and seeing other people and then not seeing other people, and then like a strong friendship, and then a way more than a strong friendship, and then not together, and you know, it's like like this huge life is like, for our life is like this big tapestry in that way. So to me, I think the hottest thing is that we just like, each day is another new thing that I've never done with her before, you know. Now it's
so
incredibly challenging and difficult, and like, if I were you, I would put money on us not making it, but
You're funny.
You know,
it's true. It's
totally
like,
true. Yeah, but for now, and for the last, like, we've had a good run. We have good babies, and we're doing okay right now. So
I'm so happy to hear that, because you know, it's true. It takes work. What I've realized, it takes work to keep it fresh and interesting, and have those date nights, especially when you have young kids.
I know we really, and we slack on that too, because it's kind of hectic with 3 right now, and I my schedule is so nuts, and I'm traveling, and she's starting a business, and we're redoing an apartment. You know, all amazing problems to have. And all problems that I think a lot of Americans have. A lot of people all over the world have those kind of middle class problems, and you know, so it makes it hard to
trying to find that time to
have sex. We're big in the morning. We're like a big morning. We like drop the kids off at school and then meet back at home and have a little like morning,
you know why?
little morning
you're not
date.
Exhausted.
Right? Yeah. Well, we are. I mean, our kids, like, it's a nightmare at night. But you know, we try to make that time in the mornings, like, we'll go out for bagel after, and then like we'll go and do our days. But it's hard, you know. It's hard.
Why is it so hard at bedtime, please? Because we have so many moms that listen to the show have bedtime horror stories.
Just you know, my 2 older kids are 6 and 5, and they're Irish twins, so they're really close together. And they fight, and it's just kind of 2 on 2, you know, and there's so many, everything goes wrong. Like, first thing, they don't want to go to bed. So that is a challenge. Getting them from the couch to the bed with all the things you have to do, like cleaning and brushing your teeth and that takes 3.5 hours. Like, that can go anywhere from like 7 till midnight.
Right.
You know
what you need to learn to do is put them in competition with each other. Who can get to bed first with brushing their teeth?
These fucking dickheads are so smart. They don't care about any
They're not buying
They're not buying any. The only thing they want to do is not go to bed. And then you finally get them into the bed. And right now they're sharing a room, so they're each in their beds.
Shit.
And you have to do bedtime, which is like stories, books, songs, snuggles for both of them. That takes 45 minutes.
Totally.
Then they can't fall asleep unless one of us is in the room. So you have to lie down on the floor for them to fall asleep.
So you're doing the tiptoe out.
Hopefully you don't fall asleep on the floor, which I do almost every time. Then you got to tiptoe out. Hopefully the door doesn't wake them, and the dog doesn't bark, and the other baby doesn't get up. And then 7 out of 7 nights of the week at around 1:30 in the morning, one of them or 2 of them will come into our bed.
No.
Yeah. And we're so tired because like we're working and we're living in New
Can't get
York.
them up and kick them out.
It's so hard to like walk them back to the bedroom. So a lot of times you're just like, fine, just sleep. But then you're sleeping with tornadoes.
Yes.
Like ultimate tornadoes that
Getting
are
kicked in the balls.
So then you go back to the floor. I have PTSD. I sleep on the floor like I was in an Iraqi prison. Like,
I totally believe it.
Some nights in a hotel, I will wake up on the floor next to the bed like I was in Homeland. and like that is the worst, you know, and we're just doing the best we can, you know, and like every day is just hopefully tonight will be easier. Sometimes we'll put it on the babysitter, like we'll be like, we're going out to dinner, and we'll just wait it out and like we'll be so drunk because like it'll be 11:30. We're like, are they asleep yet? No. It's like, well, we're not coming home, so
we're not coming home till
fix it, make it happen.
Does your wife go, like, when you go away and do a movie? Does she project her yuckies on? Yeah,
we do all that we can to make sure that doesn't happen that much, but it's natural. It's like,
of course,
I would feel the same. I feel the same way about it, and I do it maybe 2 times a year. And when she goes away, like with her girlfriends or whatever, and then she comes back, I'm like, you don't know what I've been doing. You know?
At least you take turns. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's
we don't. I mean, we don't as much as we should, because it would be impossible to do that because I have to work. You know, and most of the time, unfortunately, my work is not in the place that I live. Do
you want to plug her business too? What is her business?
She started this thing in LA that she's now been doing in New York a lot, which is she goes into, it's like a very personal thing, but she goes into your closet. She owned a clothing store in Montclair, New Jersey for a long time before we moved to Los Angeles. And it was a really cool and like, you know, hip clothing store. And it was good. And so she wanted to do something like that. So now what she does is she goes into your closet with like a bottle of wine, and you sit there and you go through everything. And she basically is like, keep it, dump it, keep it, dump it. And then she refills what you don't have personally.
Does she put the outfits together for you too? Like she'll say, this will go good with this?
Yeah, well, it's like the whole thing. It's like if you put something on and she likes it, and she knows that you have something else that is... you know, that will go good with it. She'll say, don't throw that out. That will go good here.
I need that in my life. I literally need that in New York.
It's pretty good. And then what she started doing on top of that, because most of her clients were actors and actresses, friends of ours, she started packing for them. So like they would say like, I'm shooting a movie in New Orleans for 3 months.
Yes.
But I also am in New Orleans, so what do I want to do? Like I can't just go down in Lululemon, you know, I gotta
right.
You know, so then she'll kind of go through like, well, what do you need? What do you like? What do you have? What do you not have? And she'll pack it. And
genius.
So and so you don't have to worry about what's going in your suitcase.
So does she have a place in New York and LA? I mean,
no, it's all personal. It's just like word of mouth. She tries to keep it like kind of cool and grassroots, and it's all word of mouth, and then she just like kind of does it with the person.
I'll hire her in a minute.
Are you in Chicago?
In a New York minute. I have a place in New York because I'm there half the week.
Oh yeah.
So my closet, it's spilling out into the living room, into the foyer, and I'm like, I need some help. I need an old Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian used to do that shit.
It's kind of like that, yeah. But my wife is way more personable. Like, although I met Kim Kardashian, she's very, very sweet. But
what? You met Kim Kardashian?
A long time ago. Yeah, I met Kim Kardashian before she was like Kim Kardashian.
And how was she?
She was great. I mean, it was a different time. It was like 10 years ago, and I was doing an MTV pilot that never made it. But it was like the pilot was like 30 Rock at TRL.
Oh wow!
And it was me. It starred me and Ellie Kemper, and the guest, like, you know how like behind the scenes, like the big guest was Kim Kardashian, and so she shot a day. It was right post sex tape.
Oh shit! That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's the hottest she was.
That's the hottest she ever was. Yeah. Although I like Kim Kardashian. I mean, today was a tough day with this Kanye stuff, but I like Kim Kardashian.
She tried to snap him back. Did you notice that?
She did.
She did. Remember he came online and he's like, my wife is making me clarify something.
Oh, there were so many. I missed them. I just.
What do you think his deal is? Do you think he's?
I don't know. It's really hard for me. I mean, he's my. I love him. You know, I really do believe he is the greatest artist of our time. I love him, And so to hear this and watch this, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I can get on board. Like, I'm going to have a hard time now. The first one last year was like, I excused it because he was like going through something and so fat. But now, as a person who really does love him, and he wouldn't care whether or not I loved him or not, which is the beauty of him. But also, like, this is a tough one because it's just like, I don't know if I'm not equating Trump to Hitler, but I'm just saying you don't want to be on the wrong side of that history, you know? And like, it's tough. It's tough.
It's tough. I look at Kanye and I go, you know what? Good for you for promoting independent thinking. I don't think like you, but good for you for at least promoting it. And you know what? I don't like the mob that goes after people.
Agreed. And I agree with that 100%.
Everyone needs to open up their minds and just listen to everybody.
Yes.
But the first thing you need to do is watch the movie, Most Likely to Murder. It's available on digital, DVD, on demand, May 1st. Adam Pally, I could talk to you forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Jenny. And
you got it. I'm hiring your wife.
My wife and I are big Blue Bloods fans. So
yes!
Yeah.
I'm going to hire her in my closet.
Oh, please do.
Leave your number.
I will.
Jenny McCarthy Show. Oh!